Okay, we're here with Dayton head coach Jim Jaber, with student athletes Amber Dean, Ali Manlott, and Andrea Hoover. Coach, if you start off with a statement, then we'll go to questions for the student athletes.
This is a great day. I want to say I'm overwhelmed, but I'm not, because our guys have continually stepped up and matured and handle themselves better with every challenge, and the challenges keep getting bigger and bigger. Louisville is a really well-coached team. He's one of the best coaches in the country, and you know, our hats off to them. But the way we handle their pressure and you know, 5 turnovers in the second half was a great execution on the kids' part, and I loved our toughness today and our ability to withstand runs, and couldn't be prouder.
Questions for the student athletes. Please make sure to indicate your name, your affiliation, and what student athlete you want to answer your question. Second row, far right.
Luke Cyphers from ESPNW. This is for Amber and Andrea. How did you handle the pressure so well, their defensive pressure? What did you guys do to basically neutralize that?
We've been the Kentucky game really prepared us really well for this game. They had a lot of pressure as well, and in practice we were really working on it a lot. So I think our coaches really prepared us for, you know, their pressure and everything that they would throw at us.
We knew going in that they would pressure us a lot, just as Kentucky did, like Hoover said. So it was a great segue for us. We just had to have a smart mindset to try to control the ball and not waste any possessions, but also not defer from being assertive and as aggressive as possible, because that's the way we play.
Just a reminder, there's no video recording in the interview room. Only photography, no flash photography. Questions for the student athletes? Front right, Pat.
Pat Eaton-Robb from the Associated Press. Amber, you guys had a really close game going, and then you had that 11-2 run to push it to 10 points where you hit the 3, and then another 10-0 run that pushed it to 15. Is that something this team does, to hit these runs at certain points, and did you feel that coming? Or?
Well, we all know that basketball is a game of runs. They went on a couple, we went on a couple, but what I love so much about our team is we never look at the scoreboard. We're never worried about the score. We just play and play as hard as we can, and I think that's the result, is 10-0 runs, a couple of them during the game. We find each other really well. We're such an unselfish team, and it was just really nice to be able to do that today at pivotal times.
Second row, right side.
Azar Johnson, Envy Magazine. This is for all three of you guys. I just wanted to know if you could explain the feeling of just being the underdog and coming in here every opportunity that you get and overcoming every obstacle. Just to explain it, let everybody know how you feel.
That's a very loaded question. I mean, really, we came in there in that game, in the Kentucky game, the same way. We, as a team, we really believed in ourselves, and I'm not sure if anyone else did, other than our community and our coaches. We all collectively knew that we could win these games, and it really came down to execution. And, you know, as the buzzer went off, truthfully, I couldn't find enough people to hug. I was just so excited, you know, because we've been working so hard for this and these goals, and now our program is, you know, at new levels.
Yeah, I mean, being kind of, well, you said the underdog, you have nothing to lose, and that's why you play the game, is because someone's going to win and someone's going to lose. And I think we just, like Hoover said, we had so much faith in each other and our coaches and our fans, and we just went out and gave it our all, and that's what happens. Good things will happen.
I definitely agree with both of them. We just had what we needed with one another, in one another. Hard work, a lot of hard work paying off. It's still pretty surreal for me. I mean, I can't believe it after everything we've gone through this year. I should be able to believe it because, I mean, we stuck together through everything, and we're just really, really determined and excited to be here.
Front row to our left.
Yeah, Tom Archdeacon from Dayton. This is for Amber and Allie. Could you tell me a little bit what Hoover infuses in this team, or what some of that grit that Coach talked about, or what?
No, yeah, I think Hoover is the definition of grit. I mean, just whenever the ball's in her hands, like, we have so much trust that she's gonna make positive things happen, and she never gives up on herself, and she never gives up on her teammates, and she wills us to win, and we wouldn't be where we are without her, for sure.
Yeah, Allie put it into perfect words. I've never met anyone like Hoover, and I know I never will. I look up to her as a person, as a player, as a sister. I mean, I love her. I can't put it into words. I love both of them. I just love this team. I don't know. Thanks.
They're lying.
I think
Right.
she's a rockhead.
I think he's a rockhead.
Front right.
Allie, you guys outscored them in the paint, 42-34. Can you talk about the job that Jody did today, especially in the first half? She kind of kept you guys in there while they were making runs.
Yeah, I think sorry. I think Jody played one of the best games she's ever played tonight. She was so strong defensively. 4 blocks, 12 points, 11 rebounds. So, I mean, just her being in there affects shots even if she doesn't get a block. And I think she knocked down open shots. And, yeah, she was really crucial for us tonight.
I have a final question for the student athletes. Second row, right side.
Mark Singlace, Albany Times Union. For Allie and for Andrea, you went to Stores, I believe, as freshmen and faced UConn, correct? How do you feel about the challenge of trying to play them again and maybe knock off the 2-time defending champions?
I mean, I have the utmost respect for UConn, and they're a great team. Every NCAA team wants to be like them, and it's an honor and a privilege to play against them in the NCAA tournament, and we're just going to give them our best shot.
I agree with that.
Good. All right, with that, we're going to dismiss the student athletes
Good job, you guys.
and continue with questions for Coach Jaber. Questions? Please raise your hand. Doug up front, right.
Hey, Coach, Doug Farm with the AP. Congrats on getting this far.
Thank you.
What does it mean for this program? I mean, making it to the Elite Eight and now being one game away from the first Final Four ever, what does it mean to you and to what this program is right now?
Well, I couldn't let Archie go to the Elite Eight without us chasing him and a little competitive. It means everything. I mean, if you're a basketball coach and you really, really care about your craft and what you do, then this is the ultimate goal. I mean, getting to this point is what every coach should want to achieve. And we've been fortunate because we've been able to recruit certain kinds of kids who can be molded and who can work together and who believe in each other and unselfish. And this is what happens when you bring good people together and they all believe in the common goal. And so that's the exciting part for me for coaching. The coaching is the challenge of making something like this happen. So for me, it's everything.
Front row, right side.
Hi, Coach Laura Mata from the Troy Record. We touched about it a little bit with the players on driving the ball inside, getting in the paint and scoring on them against their bigs. What did you have to do to get that kind of position?
Well, I think when we're playing well, we create a problem for people because we can shoot the three pretty well. So they have to choose how they're going to defend. If they're going to help on the drive, then it's going to leave the three. If they defend the three, we should have lanes to drive. And though we didn't shoot it very well today, I thought that we were able to get into the lane. And at one point, we just kind of spread the floor, and just we didn't screen action. We just went to the hole. So I thought that we did a good job of being aggressive that way and taking what they gave us.
Second row, right side.
Hi, Coach. I'm Azar Johnson from MV Magazine. Based off of the statement you made yesterday, I don't know if you remember, I asked you, being that you're an offensive team or seem to score a lot of points, sometimes teams come in and want to try to throw a punch.
Yeah.
I felt like in a minute or 7-minute mark, Louisville gave you their best punch. Talk about how you felt during that time, because it seems like after that, if you want to compare it to a boxing match, it seemed like it was over after that point. Like you took their best punch, and now you know, and now you felt like you could beat them.
Is that when we threw it to their mascot twice? We're very inclusive. We like to share the ball, and we thought the mascot should enjoy some of that as well. I think they did make a run, and I think I may have called a timeout at that point just to say, hey, look, settle down. You know, we've been telling them on this whole journey that this is hard. It's called the Elite 8, not the Elite 80. So if it was easy, there'd be an Elite 80, and so it's hard. And I said, you know, I called him out and said, this is the hard part right now. I mean, they just punched you. Step up or go home, like right now. And they responded, and they've been responsive, and we're getting better. And it's nice when you have seniors and juniors who've been around, and they understand, and they get it. So I think that's some of that. Yeah, they responded when we kind of grabbed them and said, hey, listen, because Louisville, I mean, until the buzzer went off, I thought there was a chance they'd come back. But we held it together, and then when Allie fouled out, we found a way, and you know, it's the kids are they've been wonderful. They've been really great. It's our assistant coaches and our players. They've been carrying me all year, so they've been awesome.
Far right side, second row. Sorry.
Luke Cyphers from ESPNW. What a couple of questions. What did you do at halftime to settle the team down so that they only had 5 turnovers in the second half? How much did your defense have to do with their poor shooting today?
Answer the first question. I came in and I said, you know, I tried to break it up a little bit, a little levity, and I said, look, I know the bird is red, but he's got a yellow beak, and I told him the only person with a bigger beak than that bird was me, and I wasn't playing, and they laughed at that, and then we were able to chill out a little bit, and I think it was stage fright. I mean, I thought, like, you know, Allie's throwing the ball to me. You know, we hit the bird twice, and we were rushing. I mean, we were rushing. So they were the right choices, but we were just playing so fast. And I think we came out more relaxed in the second half, and I think that's why we took care of the ball. I've been very proud of our field goal percentage defense all year, and to hold, you know, a team to 31% is great. I'm not going to say that we are the reason. You know, they missed a lot of open shots, but at the end of the day, we were standing in front of them. So you can read that any way you want.
All right, far right side, fourth row.
David Jablonski, Dayton Daily News. Coach, there were a lot of hugs after a victory like this, but what did it mean to you to share that moment after the game with your family on the court?
It was so cool. For the second game now, my daughter Lauren grabs me, and I don't know if she's crying or laughing. I just hear like sobs, and I'm not sure what it is. And I asked her what it was, and she says, I don't know. She was happy. And, you know, they grew up in gyms. I mean, they grew up following me around in practice gyms and on buses. And so to be able to have this moment with them only seems right. I couldn't be more proud of them. They're great kids, and this was a great thing to share with your family.
We're going to the left side, our left, third row.
Hi, Coach. Jim Clark from Full Court. Have you thought about what it means to be playing UConn? I mean,
I've done it lots of times.
Well, I know.
Yeah.
When you were in the Big East, you've done it, but you've not done it with this squad. There seems to be kind of a parallel. 5 players who can score, a lot of passing, decent outside shooting. How well do you think you match up with these guys?
When I was at Providence, we had just won my first season. We had just won this big game against Pitt, and I lost my best player to an ankle. That same day, UConn lost to Tennessee on national TV. and I think we lost by 69. I'm not sure. So any answer I give you still kind of has that hangover, you know, from. But I think Gino Auriemma, and I've said this before, I think he's one of the best coaches in any game, men, women, pro, college. The way, I mean, he's a great recruiter, but he gets his kids to play. He gets his kids to play at a really high level. The last time we played them, we had our team. I think Hoover and Allie were freshmen, and we were at Stores in their tournament, and we had to play them. And I think we lost by 18, but we spent an hour and a half in the locker room after the game talking about what we saw, because everything they did was so much quicker and so much faster and so much stronger. They executed so well, and it changed our season. It turned our season around. And so I have the utmost respect for their program, and I'm excited about the challenge. I really am. Who gets to play in the Elite Eight? You know, who gets to do that? And besides, if, you know, we got on the bus and went home now, it would be really obvious, and I don't want to do that. So we'll stick around, and we'll give it our best shot. But, you know, nothing but respect for UConn. They're amazing.
Our left, front side, front row.
Yeah, Tom Archdeacon, Dayton.
Hi, Tom.
Hi, Jim. Same question I asked Hoover or the other people about Hoover. Just what Hoover does for this team, and especially I thought in the second half, she came out and took it to the basket and got fouled, so she kind of set the tone a little bit for you.
Well, we tease each other a lot. She has a lot of rope because I trust her so much. The thing I love about Hoover is that, you know, this was a great game for her. She had struggled the last 3 or 4 games. I think she was just trying so hard to help and win. But she's usually just so calm and steady in everything she does. And you know, there's no drama. There's no, it's just, you want me to do this? Okay, I'll go do this. And so that's how I think of Hoover. And I mean, you can tell her she's a rockhead, and she'll say, well, you're a rockhead too, and we agree that we're rockheads, and then we move on. But I mean, she's been the face of our program. I mean, she and Allie have been literally the poster children for our program. The way they act, I mean, they're both over a 3.6 GPA in the classroom. I mean, they're the kind of people that you'd want your daughters to grow up to be like. So you know, I'm going to miss them a lot for a lot of reasons.
Final question, Pat, front right.
Coach, if you could just kind of quantify how this day ranks in your career, in the history of Dayton, and then since you promised them a tattoo after the Sweet 16, what are you promising them now?
I'm done making promises. You know, I thought the Kentucky game was the best day, and now I think this is the best day, and not just because it's a trip to the Elite Eight, but I think we rose to an occasion. I mean, the games get tougher as you advance. They don't get easier; they get tougher. And we've been able to sustain, and we've been able to overcome, and we've been able to execute. And honestly, I mean, if you, in November, if you said you're going to be in the Elite Eight, you know, people would have laughed at you. And maybe our guys would have too. But you know, I was talking to Diane Murphy from Columbia earlier, and it's about the journey. I mean, you know, it's about the journey. And to have a group of people all fall in line and all fight and work and trust for the same purpose, I don't think there's anything greater in life. And it doesn't have to be the Elite Eight. It could be a CYO team. It could be a knitting club. I mean, whatever it is. And I'm just proud of our guys. I'm really proud of our guys.
Coach, thank you.
Thank you.
Just a reminder of our schedule for tomorrow. Connecticut will be in the interview room and available to the media from 11 to 11:35. Dayton